Biddy Chambers died 49 years after her husband. She'd spent the years following his death compiling and distributing his work so that many could be touched by his ministry. And what a tremendous job she did of this. Michelle Yule's book, Mrs. Oswald Chambers, is a lovely read, and I do hope you will look it up and buy a copy for yourself. The book ends with a heartfelt tribute to Oswald and Biddy from a man named Stephen Pulford, who had been a soldier at the camp where the Chambers family had been stationed during the war. He had been disinterested in the things of God and avoided the Chambers family and their religion as best as he could. But over time he got to know them, and they never pushed their faith on him, but loved him and cared for him as best they could. As it turned out, Stephen Pulford did become a Christian. He even became a priest in the Church of England. And when Biddy died in the mid-1960s, it was Reverend Pulford who wrote a beautiful obituary for her, in which he said this: "It was during the Palestine campaign that I learnt of Mr. Chambers' death, and although from a human point of view his passing seemed an irreparable loss, it marked the beginning of a ministry which he might never have achieved had he lived to pursue it. And this is where the slow-moving miracle, as we count time, begins." What a lovely way of putting it, the slow-moving miracle. I don't know about you, but I struggle with slow-moving things. I prefer things to move quickly. A slow-moving line is very frustrating to me. A slow-moving car in front of me can make my blood boil. Sometimes a slow-moving plan of God's can really cause me doubt. But the story of Oswald Chambers' death and the subsequent powerful ministry through his words and teachings made me think, perhaps God does this more often than we realize. Perhaps the fruit of our efforts is not always immediately visible. In fact, perhaps we might not even live to see the fruit of our efforts. But that doesn't mean God isn't at work. Could God be doing a slow-moving miracle in your life right now? Could it be that the fruit you are wanting to see in your efforts might only be evident long after you're gone? Well, for me, this takes the pressure off. I can give my utmost for His highest and trust that He will use it all for His good in His own time. So I say thank you, Lord, for Oswald and Biddy Chambers and the fruit of their ministry that I am benefiting from, even all these decades after they lived. Well, God bless you, my friends. Have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for donating towards this ministry and supporting my work. Take care.